Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today's video is a very detailed expert guide for attending Beyond Wonderland in Southern California. It is so incredibly detailed that I actually had to break this guide up into two parts. So for this video, we are going to go over the general information about the festival, the venue location, dates, different types of tickets and their prices, COVID guidelines, so everything you need to know about the festival as far as COVID restrictions go, where to stay, hotels, Airbnbs, parking for the event, their shuttle system, the festival map, all of the stages, the lineup for this year, the features of the Insomniac app for Beyond Wonderland, and I do want to mention that I will add timestamps in the description of this video, so if you're looking for some specific information or a specific question to be answered, you can find it that way. So yeah, as you can see, we're going to go over a lot in this video. However, please check out part 2 of this festival guide where we go over things like the weather, what to bring, what to pack, the allowed and prohibited items, how strict security is, lost and found, ADA and accessibility accommodations, health and wellness for the festival weekend. So we're going to go over drug and alcohol harm reduction, resources at the festival if you or your friends get too lit, tips and resources for sober ravers as well. Don't forget to check out part 2 after watching this video. If you're new to my channel, welcome. My name is Cotton Candy. I'm a music festival vlogger and content creator, so I travel the world going to different music festivals and raves to make exclusive video content about them, vlogs, reviews, festival guides, helpful tip videos, all that good stuff. So I have not only been to Beyond Wonderland in Southern California so many times, but I actually have been going to festivals at the NOS Event Center where it's held for 15 years now. My first ever Insomniac festival there was Nocturnal Wonderland in 2009. I'm rocking my Nocturnal Wonderland 2016 shirt, I think. I would say I'm definitely an expert for attending events at the NOS Event Center. This video is going to be very thorough. I am not just reading details off the website. This is a true expert guide. I promise you when you're done watching both of these videos, you are going to be prepared as fuck for Beyond Wonderland this year. Really quick, I just want to mention if you haven't purchased your tickets to Beyond Wonderland yet, please use my affiliate links which are available in the description of all my videos, as well as tickets to every other Insomniac festival in the country. It really helps me out, and thank you to anyone who already supports me by purchasing through my links. You guys are awesome. But yeah, let's jump right into this very detailed expert festival guide. As a reminder, there are timestamps in the description of the video if you're looking for some specific information. So the general information about the festival, it is called Beyond Wonderland because it is Alice in Wonderland themed, and it does take place at the National Orange Show Event Center, which everybody calls it the NOS Event Center in San Bernardino, California. The 2022 dates for the festival are Friday, March 26th and Saturday, March 27th. They have not posted the official times for the festival, but it usually goes from 4 p.m. to 2 a.m. It is an 18 and over event, but you do have to be 21 or over to attend the festival with a VIP ticket. So if you are not over 21, do not purchase a VIP ticket because you will not be able to enter the festival gates that way. They check your ID when they check your VIP wristband at the gates. And then of course you obviously have to be 21 or over to drink anywhere in the festival. A photo ID is required to prove your age. There is an acceptable forms of identification on their website that I will link to. It's pretty straightforward, like a government issued ID or passport is what you have to bring to get in. Like things like a school ID are not going to work. There is no re-entry into the festival. I know there are a lot of events, mostly camping events, that do allow re-entry if you are camping from the campsite to the festival. However, Beyond Wonderland is not a camping festival and there is no re-entry if you leave. Let's go over the different types of tickets, GA, GA Plus, and VIP, what they all come with, and their ticket prices. Just so you know, as of right now when I'm posting the video, they are only selling 2-day passes. However, when we get closer to the event, they should be releasing single-day tickets. So the cost for the 2-day general admission pass right now is $140 plus taxes and fees, and there is a layaway plan that you can get with only $10 down for the deposit. The 2-day GA Plus pass right now is $190 plus taxes and fees, and there is a payment plan available which you can secure with only a $10 deposit. Just so you know, there really aren't too many perks to having GA Plus, in my opinion. I would either go GA or VIP, to be honest, because the only things that GA Plus comes with is expedited entry into the festival. So there's a separate line for VIP, passport, and GA Plus ticket holders to enter, and it's a lot faster. And you also get access to air-conditioned restroom trailers, so you do not have to use porta potties, but those are the main perks of GA Plus. Of course, you do have to be 21 or over to attend the festival with VIP. So if you are not 21 or over and you do not want to use porta potties, then I guess GA Plus would be worth it to you. But personally, I would probably only do GA or VIP. I mean, if I'm being honest, personally, I would only do VIP. And here are the prices for the 2-day VIP pass. As of right now, they are $250 plus taxes and fees, and just like the other ticket types, you can secure your ticket with only a $10 down deposit. I do have a separate video where I talk about what Beyond Wonderland VIP comes with. However, I did come out with that video a couple years ago, so I will be coming out with a new one that has footage and details from their upgraded Beyond Wonderland VIP area. Honestly, they really outdid themselves. It was over the top and crazy and so worth $250, to be honest. There's really so much to VIP. I won't get into too many of the details in this video. You'll either have to wait for my updated Beyond Wonderland VIP video, or you could also check out my recent Countdown New Year's Eve VIP video because it is held at the same location and the layout for all the VIP areas was very similar. I will link to that video in the description if you want to check it out, but just as a quick overview of what VIP comes with, you do get that separate entrance into the festival, a massive VIP area at the main stage, Queen's Domain with a huge dedicated dance area. There are dedicated dance areas at every stage, private luxury restrooms, Wi-Fi that comes in clutch because I know I have really crappy service in San Bernardino, California, a bunch of really fun activities and places to take photos. You also get private food trucks and bars, which are really nice because if you go out to the main part of the festival, there's always really long lines for food and bars. The lines in VIP are always way shorter, and honestly, I'm such a huge fan of VIP. Definitely check out my Countdown New Year's Eve VIP video or subscribe to my channel and hit the bell so you get notified when I post that new updated Beyond Wonderland VIP video coming soon. Okay, now let's get into the COVID guidelines. I know a lot of people still haven't gone to music festivals since the pandemic started, and also like guidelines are always changing per area, but I would definitely recommend taking notes during this part because a lot of the guidelines I'm going to go over for this festival are true for a lot of festivals and definitely most of the Insomniac events. So to attend Beyond Wonderland, as of right now, you do need to show proof of vaccination or a negative COVID test taken within 72 hours of the festival to attend. You do not need to bring in a physical copy of your vaccine card. A picture will suffice. I actually highly recommend that you don't bring in your hard copy one because like, what if you lose it? That would suck. The entry process into the festival is a little bit longer now than it used to be. So going through security, there's a few different checkpoints. First, you're going to provide your proof of full vaccination or negative COVID test in order to get a wristband that says it's okay for you to enter the festival. And then you will go through the ID check, scan your wristband, and finally go through a security check. So it is a very lengthy process, but Insomniac is really organized and getting into the NOS Event Center is actually pretty quick. One frequently asked question people always have is, do you need to bring proof each day of the festival, so both on Friday and Saturday? If you are doing one day of the festival, yes, you have to bring proof each day. However, if you are attending the festival with 2 days, you would just show your proof of vaccination or negative COVID test on the first day. They will give you a wristband. Do not take it off, and then you can use that to get into the festival the second day. If you take it off or lose it, then yes, on the second day you would have to provide proof yet again. People often want to know if masks are required at the event, and as of right now, masks are not required to attend Beyond Wonderland. However, while you're there, you will see signs that say masks are highly recommended. They do now provide on-site rapid COVID tests. So if you get to Southern California and you forget your proof of vaccination or forget to get a negative COVID test, or you don't get your COVID test back in time to show proof, then you can pay to get a rapid test there so you can enter the festival. I did mention already quite a few times that this festival does take place at the National Orange Show Event Center in San Bernardino, California. You can search for it on Google or Apple Maps and find it very easily. However, things like Google and Waze will not help you navigate drop-off areas, shuttle areas, or parking locations anywhere during the days of the event. What Insomniac does for all of their festivals there, they will shut down the surrounding streets to manage shuttles, Rideshares, parking, and traffic flow. I will talk more about that stuff later on in the video. But yeah, Google Maps, Apple Maps, Waze will not do you any good. Really, the day of the festival, you're going to have to reference the parking and shuttle maps that they post on social media or on the app. Let's talk about airports. If you are flying into Southern California for this event, which airports should you fly into? You have a few different options. You can fly into the Ontario International Airport, which is the closest airport to San Bernardino, and usually flying in there is actually pretty cheap, or at least the prices are going to be the same than if you were to fly to LAX, which is the Los Angeles International Airport. And if you're not from Southern California, you might think that LAX is the best option to fly into. It is really far, so just keep that in mind. If you haven't been to Southern California yet, there is a chance that the flights to LAX might be cheaper than Ontario Airport, but just keep in mind how far it is. So if you have to take like a rideshare to get to San Bernardino after you land in LAX, you probably just want to see if that's worth the cost difference of flying into LAX to flying into Ontario. California does have a bunch of different airport options. Another one I normally fly into is LGB, the Long Beach International Airport, because I do have friends that live out that way, so sometimes I will fly in there and then they will pick me up and we will drive to our hotel in San Bernardino or a surrounding area together. On that note, let's talk about where you should stay as far as Airbnbs or hotels. The cities and the surrounding areas you can stay at if you're getting an Airbnb or hotel is of course where it's located in San Bernardino. However, the hotels, especially during these event weekends, it's like really expensive. That also goes for the city of Rancho Cucamonga. I would say if you're trying to stay within driving distance of the event, your best bet is checking for hotels or Airbnbs in Ontario or Corona, California. I highly recommend Ontario. That's usually where I stay every time I go to a festival in San Bernardino. It's nice too because the hotels in Ontario often have like shopping centers and a bunch of food places around them, so it's really convenient. But yeah, the closest hotels in San Bernardino to the event really are not that close, and because it's such a clusterfuck getting to and from the venue, like even if one hotel says it's within walking distance, it's most likely not. It's most likely still going to take you a very long time to get back to your hotel. Fair warning. You can book a hotel through the Insomniac website, and they advertise that you can get exclusive headliner only pricing, and all of these hotels have free parking, which is nice. I really don't know if it's actually that much cheaper to book through their website, but you can check them out and compare the prices to what you find on Google, on Expedia, hotels.com, etc. Insomniac will also provide shuttles to and from some of these hotels, but as of right now, they only have one shuttle listed for one hotel, and that is the Best Western at Ontario Airport. Okay, so we talked about the venue location, where to stay, and now let's talk about how to get to the event the day of, including shuttles, rideshare, and parking if you're driving there. There is free general parking at the event, but remember what I said about them closing down all of the surrounding streets around the festival. Most of their free general parking are located very far away from the entrance of the festival, so a lot of them you park at it and then you take a shuttle from that location to a closer location at the venue, but the shuttles still never drop you off extremely close. No matter what way you get there, you're probably still going to do quite a bit of walking. There are several official parking lots by Insomniac events. As of last year, this includes the Carousel Purple Lot, Railway Blue Lot, Airport Pink Lot, which from experience we can say is the best lot, and the Baseball Green Lot. Our favorite general parking area, shuttle pickup area, was the Pink Lot, which is located at Ontario Airport, and as you can see, it is definitely the farthest from the venue. However, I took it for both Beyond Wonderland and Countdown New Year's Eve, and it's really not that far a drive. It's about 10 to 15 minutes. The sad thing is that at Countdown New Year's Eve Festival, like nobody parked there, so they closed down that shuttle location the second day, and we actually had to park at the general parking lot that did not have a shuttle, so we had to walk from there to the event, and it was actually a pretty dang far walk. And it was freezing, of course, at the end of December, early January. Just some literally pro expert advice that we picked up from one of the bus drivers. The worst parking lots to park at are the ones that are closest to the freeways on the map, because it's just kind of bottlenecked in a bunch of areas getting on and off the freeway. And actually there are closer parking lots surrounding businesses and houses in that area will often allow people to park in their areas for sale. However, I do not really trust those situations, and a lot of time those parking lots will be like, yeah, we guard it like all night, and a lot of the times that's not the case. And the best part about all of the official Insomniac parking lots is that they all have security watching your cars, which is really nice. But at the Airport Pink Lot, there's actually double security, because you have the official Insomniac security guards and also the Ontario Airport security guards, so you're like double protective. It's kind of awesome. Just a disclaimer, the parking map might change by the time the festival happens, so I would just double check on on the app closer to the event to make sure you have the most current information. If you are doing a rideshare like Uber or Lyft, there is a separate lot that you are going to get dropped off at and picked up from. They actually have a really good system for managing rideshares, and they do offer free Wi-Fi in that area, so it makes it easier for you to call an Uber after the festival. Fair warning, because it is such a massive event, there will be a lot of traffic. The cost of rideshares are going to be really high. Like, you think you know what high is, but honestly, like, it is so much money. So if it's just you or you and another person, I would highly recommend not taking rideshare because it's going to be way too expensive to split that cost. If you're in a bigger group of like 3 to 5 people, then it's more manageable financially, right? Either way, whether you choose to do rideshare or parking or shuttles, depending on how late you leave the event, will determine how long it takes you to get back afterwards. Obviously, if you wait till the very end of the festival, everybody is going to be leaving at the same time, and then your wait time to get an Uber or Lyft is literally forever, and then after you do get in your rideshare, it takes forever for them to get out of the traffic, out of the clusterfuck. Because the general parking lots are so far away from the festival, it actually helps a lot with traffic management. But yeah, the later you leave, the more of a chance that you're gonna get stuck in really horrible traffic leaving. There is ADA accessible parking located near the entrance of the festival off Arrowhead Street. There should be signs that point you in the right direction. I will be talking more about ADA and accessibility accommodations in the second part of this festival guide, but since we're talking about getting to the festival, you need to have an ADA placard to park in that ADA parking lot. Just a fair warning, if you just have an injury and don't have a placard, you may not be able to park in these ADA parking lots near the festival entrance. So Insomniac has an amazing wayfinding system when it comes to their parking, rideshare, and pickup and drop off situation, which is so beneficial, especially when you're leaving the event and trying to find your way back home. Everything is color coded. There's signs and arrows literally everywhere. There's even workers and security there after you leave to point you in the right direction, answer any of your questions. It's honestly great because, like I said, I've been going to festivals at this venue location for 15 years now, and leaving the festival back in the day used to be such a clusterfuck. Oh my gosh, it was such a mess. This is way better, and I am so grateful for Insomniac putting the time and energy to make this as organized and easy as possible. If you haven't been to Beyond Wonderland in March before, maybe you went last year for the first time when it was held in August. This year it is being held in March, so the weather may be a little bit different. Of course, August is usually really hot, and Beyond Wonderland actually has the capability of being cold, especially at the very end of the night at like 1 or 2 a.m. It can get a little chilly. For every Insomniac festival, the week before or the week of the event, Insomniac will post these fun little graphics where it shows you the highs and low predictions for the event. Really convenient, but of course you could always check your weather app a week before the event to see what the temperature is generally going to be like. Take into consideration where you're from. For example, 50 degrees to one person feels like a completely different temperature to another person. Like 50 degrees here in Utah, I feel like is not that cold. 50 degrees in California is way colder because of the humidity. Also, there is a little pond that they will utilize at Beyond Wonderland, so if you're by the pond, it is usually colder in that area, and so once you get to like 1 a.m., 2 a.m., in that area, it probably will start to feel pretty dang chilly. In my second video for this festival guide, we will circle back to the weather and talk about what you should wear to the festival, what to bring, as well as allowed and prohibited items and how strict security is, all that good stuff. Don't forget to subscribe and stay tuned for that info. Let's go over the festival map. This one is the map from last year in 2021, but it was not that long ago, so I highly doubt they're changing really anything about it. I think it was a really successful event. It was laid out very well. It was very organized, so I really don't think they'll make any major changes to the layout. I would say at least all of the stages are definitely going to be in these same areas. When they post the updated festival map, you can save it to your phone, but you could also locate it in the Insomniac app, and then there are locations where you could view it all around the festival. Yes, the stages are awesome and cool. It's great to know where they are, but also I would highly recommend familiarizing yourself with a lot of these other things on the map before you get to the event. Things like where the lost and found is, where the free water stations are, where the VIP areas are. There are VIP areas at each stage, and sometimes the entrance is not always located in a convenient area, like at Countdown New Year's Eve Festival a few weeks ago. The VIP entrance to the Nebula stage, I think it was like behind the stage and then all around the side. It was just super weird. So great to familiarize yourself where the VIP entrances are at each stage. If you have the Insomniac Passport, you're probably gonna know where the Passport Lounge is. It is usually located at the exact same place at every NOS Event Center festival, and that is right when you walk into the festival. It'll be on your left-hand side and say Passport. Definitely want to know where the restrooms are, especially if you have GA Plus or VIP. You're gonna want to know where your dedicated bathrooms are. Honestly, cannot stress enough how important it is to know where the first aid and medical tents are, as well as the ground control oasis. I will get into more detail about those things in the second half of this guide. If you're attending the festival with a disability or an injury, you're also going to want to know where the ADA and info booths are. But yeah, like I said, the festival is huge, so there's obviously so much stuff on this map. It's definitely worth taking a good look at before you attend the event. There are 5 stages at Beyond Wonderland now that they've expanded their festival footprint. Since they opened up the racetrack, they now have the Queen's Domain, which is the main stage, Caterpillar's Garden, Mad Hatter's Castle, which is on the racetrack, Cheshire Woods, and the Looking Glass, which last year was the Factory 93 experience. Since the Factory 93 experience is listed on the lineup, I'm guessing it will be at the same stage, the Looking Glass, this year as well. On the note of Factory 93 and the lineup, here is the official Beyond Wonderland 2022 lineup. I do actually have a separate video where I give my top 15 recommendations of artists I think you should check out if you're going to Beyond Wonderland this year. I will link to that video in the description if you want to check it out, but I do want to highlight the fact that Beyond Wonderland is a multi-genre event. It's kind of like a mini EDC Las Vegas. They have everything from house music to hardstyle, trance, techno, dubstep, drum and bass. Like, it has everything, and that is reflected on the lineup poster itself. As you can see, they're going to have stages that are hosted by Anjuna Deep, which is an Above and Beyond label, Audiotistic, BassCon, Bass Rush, the Factory 93 Experience, Discovery Project, Insomniac Records, and the newest Insomniac label, Lost in Dreams. The last thing I want to talk about in this first part of my festival guide for Beyond Wonderland is the Insomniac app. Inside the Insomniac app are like custom apps for each one of their events. You don't have to create an account, but I would recommend you do. When you open the festival in the app for the first time, it will give you a prompt asking if you want push notifications for this event. I would choose yes if I were you. They actually don't send you any push notifications until the week and days of the festival, so you don't have to worry about annoying random push notifications. No, it's really focused for the time of the actual festival, but it's really good to have on just in case there's any important announcements or things you want to be updated on. This is also where you can find the lineup as of right now, and then the set times the week of the festival. Usually the set times are available on the Insomniac app before they get posted on social media or anything, and if you have push notifications turned on, you will get a notification as soon as the lineup drops on the app. Super exciting. But yeah, what's fun about the app is that you can actually make your own custom schedule, and when you access the set times for the first time, it will give you a little tutorial on how to make your own custom schedule. But we've learned that if you're not logged in, if you haven't created an account, that sometimes your schedule will not be saved to the app once you exit and then re-enter it. As mentioned earlier, this is also where you'll be able to find all of the maps for the event, including not just the festival map, but also the parking and shuttle maps. Oh my gosh, if you made it this far, congratulations for making it through this massive part 1 of my festival guide for Beyond Wonderland. I did warn you guys it was going to be very thorough, but it is an expert guide. I just wanted you guys to be prepared as fuck for this festival. I will link to part 2 of this festival guide as soon as I post it, but I would definitely recommend that you subscribe to my channel and hit the bell so you're notified as soon as it is posted. And then I also will be coming out with that updated Beyond Wonderland VIP video where I do a very detailed walkthrough about everything you get at VIP, where all the areas are located, what the dance areas look like, so stay tuned for that coming soon. I do also want to remind you guys that if you haven't already purchased your tickets for Beyond Wonderland or any of these other Insomniac festivals, please use my affiliate links to buy your tickets. When you purchase tickets through my links, it allows me to continue to create really awesome, fun, and helpful content about all of these festivals. And yeah, so unless you've watched my other videos like my festival schedule video or my Beyond Wonderland lineup video, you might not know that I am actually not going to be on Wonderland this year. I cannot because I'm going to my first ever Ultra Music Festival, and it is held on the same weekend every year. I'm super sad that I can't make it, but definitely let me know in the comment section if you're going to Beyond Wonderland or Ultra Music Festival by either dropping a bunny or dropping a sun. Yeah, if you're going to Beyond Wonderland, you're gonna have so much fun. I'm sure if you go to Ultra Music Festival, you're gonna have just as much fun, and maybe we'll run into each other, so definitely keep an eye out. And yeah, I think that's it for this video. Thank you guys again for watching, and until next time, peace out, Rave Scouts.